Okay, as we mentioned, Tiger Blood at 0-4, and you were just saying you think they're better than Cheeseheads.
I think they're better than the Cheeseheads. I think the Cheeseheads, if we want to transition over to that game, I heard the Cheeseheads got a win. I got some details on that win, and it looks like it was gift wrapped, an early Hanukkah gift for the Cheeseheads.
Who gifted for us?
From what I understand from my sources, which are usually the scorekeepers by the field, but from what I understand, Abraham Haber got a couple of base hits in the book that really were ground balls that went right underneath his father's legs. So the league office is looking into,
Yeah, there could be some collusion or something.
Exactly, there's something going on there because not one but two different base hits, ground balls right through Maurice's legs. And then I heard there was a bizarre play, a triple play actually.
I could go home. When am I going to read that whole game?
It sounded like there was a triple play that you guys turned when you were down 5-2.
Okay, so let me take it.
Go, take it.
All right, let's do game one. So game one was a loss. Basically, the turning point in that game is
when you
2
got
outs.
on the
Sammy
field.
Sutton walks. Eddie Richley walks with 2 outs, and then Salim gets up and he hits a bomb, opposite field home run, and that put him up 5-2. And then the end of that game was at least 10-2, 9-2, 10-2 at the time.
10-4, yeah.
It ended up we scored a couple of runs, ended up 10-4.
But that's 2 walks before the home run.
Yeah, 2 outs before the home run.
Can't be walking. You cannot walk people in softball. Come
especially
on.
Sammy Sutton.
No, but even Eddie Richley, you can't walk these guys.
Can't walk Eddie either. At the time, we were playing Eddie, just 4 outfielders, giving him a single if he wants it, just trying to avoid the extra base hit. So he was walked, and then Salim hit that home run. So that was that game. The next game, they come out, now we're 0-3. We're really, really nervous, to tell you the truth. We were scared, 0-4.
Was there any changes in the lineup then?
0-4, we changed about 4 guys in the field. A lot of changes. Jimmy Malak went to second. We got Jack Harari, by the way, who we picked up. We put him at third. Ezra Tabelli played his first game in the outfield. Abraham Haber played in the outfield. A lot of changes. Immediately, we're down 2-0 again. We tied at 2. They score again. They're up 4-2. Then they're up 5-2.
Wow.
Bases loaded, no outs. And our season, I'm telling you, I thought we were done.
What inning was this? 5th?
I thought we were done. No, maybe 3rd or 4th inning. I'm thinking that's it. 5-2, we're 0-3. They're going to score at least 2-3 more runs for sure.
Okay.
With Soli going up, hits a comebacker to Mavora. Mavora goes home to Nathan Batesh for 1.
Okay.
Nathan Batesh to me for 2. And then we're going to try to figure out why Maurice Haber decided to walk off second base and take off his helmet. I guess he thought there was 1 out.
Wow.
Got off the base. We tossed the ball to Jimmy Malach, and Maurice was just standing between the base paths.
Wow.
So a triple play. I don't know. I guess we're going to look up how many triple plays in league history. But we fought back from 5-2, and basically...
really, 1 hit could have buried you for the
we
rest
would
of
have
the
been
season.
done. 1 hit, and we're not scoring a lot of runs, and we got Azer that we're facing, so would have been a big problem.
So still down 5-2. How'd you come back?
So 5-2, a couple of hits. Adam Marshall got a couple of big hits. The truth is they're fielding. Abraham Haber a couple of balls under his father's legs. Some balls that were just dropping because their outfielders are not not that quick. Yeah. And they just didn't get them. So we got lucky. Azer was a little bit, pitched great, I thought, but the balls are just dropping in. So Adam Marshall, like I said, got a big hit. Then the real turning point is basically a tie game.
So that was tied at 7, right? Yeah. Going to the last inning?
It was actually 6th inning down by 1. Mavor was up, hit a ground ball to Maurice. Should have been the 3rd out of the inning. He bobbled the ball. Mavor was safe at first. Stephen Gindley from second base ran home. Actually, to everyone's surprise, with Jimmy Malach coming up next, he just ran home from 3rd, and Maurice didn't know what to do with the ball. He was so shocked. He thought that Stephen was just faking to get a throw, but he actually ran.
Wow.
So Maurice went like that with the ball in, like he hardly threw it and it just bounced to home plate.
And tied the game?
That's how we tied the game. Cool. And then Adam Marshall got a big hit in the last inning.
Wow.
To win the game. So thank God. I mean, we went nuts when we won because we really actually stole that game.
Literally. So I think really something should be headed to the Maurice Haber household. And
for sure. I don't know. But,
on the bases and the field,
they were really devastated at the end of the game. I mean, these guys they could not believe they lost that game.
They expected to be 4-0. They should have been, actually.
The only one team gets a bye, you guys are 4-0.
It's
You know, so
early
now
though.
they're
There's a bunch
3-1.
of teams. The Dodgers
Yeah.
look strong.
But you
Insane
can't just be
looks
giving.
very strong.
You can't just be giving away wins.
You can't, especially to the Cheeseheads. You can't
Nah,
be giving
yeah.
away a game when this guy's going to be here every week. It can't
Yeah, pump for
happen.
the show. I couldn't wait for the show.
Yeah, we were.
But you got, keep in mind that Azer may miss games here and there.
Yeah.
So you
I've
know
been hearing that for 10
they may
years
have
now.
other
Exactly.
losses.
But I mean, I think you know, Maurice is definitely happy to be 3-1. Obviously, it could have been 4-0, but you know, it's definitely not the worst situation to be in.
No, and I think with Azer and Maurice and Eddie Rishdie and the veterans on that team,
Yeah.
they'll get past it. It was game 2 of the
Yeah.
week.
Yeah.
They have the week. They'll show up next week, whoever they're playing, and I'm sure they'll be ready to go. I don't think this is going to derail them, you know?
I'll tell you, Salim Levy. If I want to mention one guy from that game or from the doubleheader, he was awesome. His home run, he makes every play at third base.
Solid.
I mean, this guy, nice guy. He was just, I think he got on base every time. He's got to be considered for player of the week.
Yeah.
Right.
He just got on base like throughout the day. Just the last inning was
Right.
the only time he didn't get on base, I believe. So
Right.
he had a great day.
I think we need to discuss the Saban team getting.
We're getting to that one next.
Okay.
And as we always like to joke, Mount Saban has erupted in a
nice.
big way, and Moses might be sent down to Har Sinai.
Moses is on the mountain. Moses is going up Mount Saban.
Very shortly. He might be
Last
sent
week
down.
he was praising Moses,
Yeah.
saying how he's leading us from Sinai. But now these sisters at Sacred Hitler got totally destroyed by the combined score
boy.
of 28-10.
Yeah.
They gave up
That's
28
that's
runs in a
unbelievable.
doubleheader against the
Unbelievable.
Insane, which we said from the beginning of the year is going to be one of the strong teams.
And after giving up 18 runs in the first game, Moses tells me, "I wish we had Bash at third, as if that would have made a difference." But,
Who does he have at third?
He has Sammy Suitcase.
He does.
Sammy Insane.
Okay.
Oh boy,
Doesn't
all right.
So
he
Okay.
thought Bash was going to make up 28 runs. We got, but really a shocking blowout yesterday. And Leo Casson, rookie pitcher, going against a lineup that we all thought was the best lineup in the league.
Right.
And he did give up 10 runs, but he pitched brilliantly. And again, once it goes to show you with that veteran team with Mo Shama and Jaime and Jack Jamal, Marty leading, they play sound fundamental ball. And
I tell you,
you can't count out that team every year.
let's not forget Sammy Tao also.
Right. No, of course not. But you can't count out that team. It's the same team
Yeah.
again as last
It's the
year.
same nucleus.
Right. It's the same core, and they're
They know how to play the game the right way.
they know how to
That's
play
that
the game. They're not going to give away any games.
Right.
You know. But I'm just shocked that Saban's team scored only 10 runs the whole
Right.
day.
I tell you what,
only
the
3
guys,
or 2.
they could have easily been 0-4. Remember the game against us that they won? They were down,
Yeah.
bases loaded 3 times in the 6th, 7th, and 8th
Right,
inning
right.
against us. So 7th, 8th, and
And
9th.
this is from an anonymous source. I'm hearing that Moses and Kornman, the entire battery, is on the trading block in a heavy way before the trading deadline this Friday. I heard
guess
that
if someone's
shopped
looking,
around.
someone's looking for speed, they may go for that. They may go for that trade.
Speed and offense. But Saban, we talked about it earlier. Saban, I think, looking back, is probably regretting not drafting Steve Azer with one of his 2 picks. He thought he was going to, build a murderer's row lineup and just get any pitcher.
You know, pitching wins in this league. You gotta know that.
He's obviously regretting that now because his defense was iffy to begin with. He thought he was going to outscore everybody. And listen, it's still 1-3. The season's young, but
Now, we usually don't look ahead to next week's games this early in the telecast,
Right.
but we just got to bring this one up. Saban's next opponent is none other than the 4-0
wow,
Alley-oop team, the guy sitting right next to me.
wow.
So doesn't get any easier for them. I'm picking them to lose 2. I can't see them winning. You guys are, like you said, you didn't even start hitting yet, and you're 4-0.
Well, that's the thing. They can hit. So if they put a couple of runs on the board early and we fall behind, our bats aren't there yet. So I wouldn't assume a sweep by
this
any
is the
stretch
feature
of the
game. This is
imagination
definitely
yet.
the feature game.
Maybe we'll get on a
Probably the,
normal field, by the way. I've been
yeah.
playing in the Boondocks every week. Fireman's Field one week, Memorial 3.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Fireman's Field West it is for you
It
next
might be a deal school next
Maybe,
week.
right? We played in Deal School already also.
Might be rehashed over there. That's so. Obviously now, I think Saban's hitting the phones also this week and trying to put something together. Other than pitching, maybe some defense. He's got a lot of hitters.
But you said it. Has he actually erupted yet? Did he go crazy, or is he handling it in stride, knowing that the season's early?
Well, when did he ever handle anything in stride? So he's let out a few f-bombs. So it's definitely
Okay.
he's got his work cut out for him before the deadline.
I got to tell you, of all the teams, I'm very surprised that team is 1-3 from Sacred Hit List.
Yeah.
I think they're a good team. They got a very, very good roster. I don't know. It's surprising. Maybe they had a tough schedule so far. I don't know, but
Only gets tougher.
Well, I don't know. I mean, listen, you're counting on Moses to carry you, and you're counting on, listen, he gets stronger as the year goes along, but it might be too late by then.
right.
So,
No, they were counting mainly on those bats that only
Yeah,
3
but
runs
listen.
in game 2.
you need defense. You gotta have. There's just too many.
And I guess we got to credit the insane defense and their young pitcher as
Yeah.
well,
Leo
Leo
Casson.
Casson.
I watched
Yeah.
a few innings of that game. He looked very good, very confident, and so they're they're going to be there without doubt. Also, in Memorial 2, we had the season debut of Ike Edid,
Okay.
and with his Dodger organization, and they went up against Grippett with A.B. Saka, and the first game was a classic pitcher's duel, and Edid pulled it out 3-2. JT with a huge game yesterday, 5 for 6, home run, 2 doubles, 3 runs scored, 4 RBIs. He carried them. It was a great game. JT played great. Nathan Zolta, outstanding rookie, played great. And Edid was really, I have to say, very focused yesterday for week 1. I think he was. He didn't really know a lot of the guys on the team. It's an extremely young team. And he, after the first inning, he called the team over and really ripped into them because a couple of guys were goofing off and blackberries, and he doesn't stand for any of that.
Right.
And, so he straightened them out, and they won 3-2, and they won the second game 8-4. And you got to believe with him coming back, and they got a very young, quick team.
I like the Dodgers a lot this year. I love their roster with Edid on the mound, always strong, and then you got JT,
Yeah.
who's one of the best players in the league.
JT's
on his way.
predicting that he's going to be the MVP this year.
Well, he's on his way over the next few years of becoming, hands down, the best player in the league because the people that we regard as the best players in the league are getting a little older.
Right.
And he is on his way there, clearly. And yesterday he had another monster day, 5 for 6, like you said, a home
Yeah.
run. And he's
And he's outstanding
and in
defense.
center field he's fabulous.
Yeah.
So but with Edid and JT and the young guys they have all around them, I like that team a lot.
Very young Carlos Abadi at short. Just a very solid team, and I think he's going to keep them on straight. I mean, if Edid wasn't the pitcher, I'd be nervous about this
Right.
team being all over the point. So and they go up against Steve Azer next week, so it's going to be a little bit of a challenge for some of these young Brooklyn kids to go up against Azer.
That's going to be a good game.
Yeah.
That's another marquee
another
game
yeah.
right there. I like that game a lot.
So that's the 3-1. Now the Dodgers are 3-1, and Grippett was split the first week. Is now 1-3. So they got their work cut out for him. And then there was we're going to go to Meadowbrook, which we had an incredible game, doubleheader yesterday, winning Jacobati's team, which
Right.
I really think is the top team in the league, versus the Serial Killers. The Serial Killers are a very interesting team. If you look at their standings, they're 2-2, but they've been outscored 33-18 on the year. Their 2 losses have been big blowouts.
right.
They rebounded to win the second game last week, and then they came back yesterday in a classic game after being blown out 14-2. They came back in 8 innings and won 5-4. Max Sutton hit a walk-off triple over Albert Gamal, who played brilliant defense yesterday, made some unbelievable catches out in the outfield. And we should mention also Jonathan Eliezer, outstanding rookie from Brooklyn, was 7 for 8 with 5 runs scored, 3 doubles, and outstanding defense also. and Jack Abadie 4 for 8 with 6 RBIs. Yeah, this team is I still think is the team to beat, and they didn't even start clicking yet with Jeffrey Sack as the pitcher. I look for big things out of them.
Well, the winning team, from what I understand, they almost lost that game earlier. They almost lost it in the 7th inning, I think. Lee Zakaria was ripped what looked like a base hit to win the game in the bottom of the 7th, and Jack Abadie, I didn't see
yes,
it, but
he
I
did.
heard
Yes,
he
he
made a
did.
spectacular catch.
Yes, I was there. It was a low line drive, and he there was some talk that he trapped it, but he did not. And it was a low line drive, and he caught it shoestring catches.
Right, and the umpires notified us that is not a play they could go to replay for.
Yes.
But that he saw it clearly and that it was a catch. Also, I heard that Labo hit what was only his 3rd career triple in that game as well. In order for winning to tie the game, they were down 4-2. They tied it at 4, and then they lost the next game.
Yeah, he smoked a triple over Schomer's head in right field, and he chugged around to 3rd, and they tied it up from that in the 7th inning. And Serial Killers was lucky to get this win because they would have been easily could have been 1-3, and so Max Sutton smoked the ball. It was over. Gamal was playing deep. So it was. Showed us some pop, but that was a big win. It was a great game in extra innings, and Serial Killers, in the middle of the pack as a team, I feel, and so
they're going to win a couple of the tight ones. Their offense is not as great as it could be. So that's why, like you said, they get blown out in some games, and then they win the tight games. They win the low scoring games.
They have Henry, they have Lee, they have Maxey, so they have.
Again, you're gonna have to rely on Red being strong for every week, and
right.
It's just.
Now the winning team, I agree with you, is very strong, and they're playing the Cheeseheads. I would say if there's any easy money, I'll take winning in a sweep next week in 2 games that won't even be close.
Wow, no confidence in the Cheesehead.
I got no confidence in the Cheeseheads. With the guy showing up, did he come out of the car again with the cheese head on his head?
No cheese.
Or the 0-2 start derailed him a little bit with the Green Bay.
He sold it for
jersey.
Pesach and he didn't revive it or something. So he didn't have it.
And right after our commercial break, we're going to open up the phone lines to hear from our many fans out there.
Did all the games already?
I believe we did. Did we leave anybody out?
That's it.
No, we did it. Wow, nice.
And
good pace to this to
yeah,
this show here. All right, so the phone lines are open. Bobby, the number is
732-531-5959 or 732-531-5960. And I'm sure our viewers are going to be lighting up the phone lines. Now, Douglas, as the GM of the Cheeseheads, what do you think your team needs before the trading deadline?
We don't need anything. I think we played great. The second game, I'll tell you, we're pumped. We're pumped. We're, we got a lot of young guys on the team also. So with all that, it's not the type of thing where you say, the guy's going to be done by the end of the season or he's not going to be able to move or, it's just that we have a lot of good players and we like the team. And you know what? We were really, to come back like that, I think the season was like almost on the line at that point. So to come back down 5-2 against Azer, we like our chances. And one of the games we lost is against your team, to tell you the truth. And we've been saying that even through the emails, through the night, that, we lost to a 4-0 team, nothing to get too upset about. So, we have a couple of matchups coming up against the middle of the pack teams that we got to win.
I think we're talking about the trading deadline for a second. I think you're definitely going to make a trade before the deadline, no?
I have some offers, but I like the team.
I would guess that the Cheeseheads do make a trade. They're not going to get delirious over one win when there was a triple play and they handed you the game. And I think Saban makes a couple of moves here. Is the league sticking to the rule of no pickups, no replacements?
Oh, yes, absolutely. Unless the player is out for the year.
Correct.
They picked up Jack Harari yesterday from Mark Braha.
Correct.
Who's getting married. And, so he's
and decided to play basketball.
Yeah. By the way, we haven't even touched base on
decided
Top Gun yesterday. How was that?
Top Gun, I spoke to my brother-in-law, Steven Novik, who runs it.
Yeah.
And he said it was great. In fact, a lot of the players left to go there to play softball.
Yeah. They
played? Yep.
Really?
They had a softball tournament there after our games.
They played at the Cyclone Stadium?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right, very nice. Once again, the telephone number is 732-531-5959 or 732-531-5960. And did Mark Braha win basketball?
I don't know if he won basketball, but I think could he be banned for the league for picking basketball over softball?
No, he's a.
No?
No, he's a.
Anyone that's
his
willing
first
to pay.
real sport. He's first. That's his real sport. He's got a. And then we acquired a new talent for the league for Jack Harari from the
Yeah,
future.
Jack
so-
played third for us. He played very well. According to Maurice, he went 12 for 12,
Yeah,
and that's why Maurice lost. That's what he says. But he didn't go 12 for 12. He got a few hits.
yeah, that's what he told me. And he's a gold
But he
glove.
played good. He played well at third base.
Yeah, so
By the way, just a couple of stats that that the computer is giving me here is that Sacred Hitless, back to Saban, has given up 39 runs this season.
yeah,
By far the most in the
It's
league.
averaging 10 a game.
Averaging 10 a game basically. That's by far the most in the league. You compare that to the Dodgers who've only given up 15, or Alley-oop only given up 6.
yeah. But how about an ironic stat? The 0-4 Tiger Blood has only given up 18 runs.
Yeah, they got a very good D, and their pitcher is good.
I mean,
They're
you're
just
talking
not
about
hitting.
tight games, or it's just.
But now that
it's
they
a-
got this Zeffirati guy there, they didn't have him the first week,
Yeah.
you said. I think that team is good. I think they go on a little winning streak.
All they need is a sweep. Like Eddie Michon said yesterday, we're one game away from a playoff spot. So he's, they're really right in the middle of things. But you get one sweep, it changes the whole dynamics of.
Right. But the 39 runs for Saban is he has to make a move. You cannot proceed with a team that gives up 10 runs a game.
No. And he's not going to stand for that. I mean, you got to have a camera crew at that game. When they play you guys next week, especially with Ali scoring runs and screaming, guys, we're going to murder these guys, we're going to kill these guys. I'm telling you, Saban's going to lose it.
Right.
Yeah, it could. It could.
That's the
happen.
primetime game.
But we got to see how he's. I don't know if David Franco really started hitting yet, and Farker, if he started, came around. So it's just. He had a lot of hot heads to begin with, and a lot of things, and Moses topped it off, which. He made some bold decisions. By Moses and Kornman, two guys that don't pick up a bat.
Mm-hmm.
You're really
Yeah.
limiting yourself in that.
Definitely.
In that situation, So I don't know. We'll see. What,
You can't use him to run. We have like Ezra Tabelli is pretty quick.
Yeah.
So even if he's not hitting, let's say one game, he's always slotted with someone that's hitting. So he ran the whole day.
Right.
Whenever he got on, he was running. For
How
that.
did he play in the outfield, Tabelli?
He played good. He actually turned a double play. Made a diving catch.
Really?
I forget who ran off a second. Maybe it was even Maurice again. It might have been Maurice. Ran off a second, and they threw the second, and they got him.
One plus, at least Maurice has been getting on base.
Yeah, he got on base. He did. He got a lot of hits, but he walked off a second for a triple play, and I think he walked off a second for a double play.
So what was the story? Obviously, he thought there were 3 outs. He was getting off the field.
Yeah, he was just walking off the field.
He must have thought it.
I don't know. He walked away from the bag, and I gave the ball to Ike Mavora, and he just flipped it to Jimmy.
By the way, in our game, remember last year the famous Joe Chira play?
Yes, we had something.
that our staff so ingeniously circled and did X's and
Right,
O's.
right.
I believe I won the award at the end of the year for that.
Commentator.
The commentator
You did.
award, the ESPY.
Yeah.
We had a very similar play to that in our game where a runner was forced out at third. Then there was a play at the plate, out at the plate for a double play.
Yeah.
The runner that was forced out at third was then tagged again,
Yeah.
and the umpire called him out for a triple play. Both teams emptied
Right.
the field. No one realized until the third baseman, honesty is the best policy, Daniel Towell, came and told the umpire, no, he was already out.
Right.
Ike did that last year.
You know?
Did he do the same thing as Daniel?
Was he on the team that got the triple play?
I think he said BC or something like that.
So
But-
Daniel
but-
said, "No, what's wrong with you guys?
Right.
That guy's already out." But even so it got reversed. The umpire then reversed it.
But we should. One very funny incident out of that was that it was Jason Marshall that overran and got tagged out, and Ali started screaming at him, "You moron! You speak the
Right.
curse me out. I'll tell mommy on you." I mean, it was that. Then actually.
I'll tell Mom, that's not what was said.
That actually Ali apologized to him because he found out that he didn't do anything wrong.
Yes,
so.
they kissed and made up.
Yeah, we have Albert from Brooklyn on line 2.
Okay, must be one of our many fans.
Yes, Albert, you're on the phone.
How you doing, guys? I just want to say I'm a little nervous here. I've never really called in on a radio show before.
First
First
time
time,
caller.
long time.
First time, long time. Okay.
Great to speak with you guys.
Speak up, caller. Talk louder.
I just wanted to say first off to the commissioner and the committee how well done you guys are doing. It's really a great job. The league's wonderful. I'm enjoying it tremendously.
Thank you. We're enjoying your presence.
I haven't seen any Gatorade commercials, and I was really excited for it. All the media, and
Well-
I haven't been treated to any of that yet.
We're not at liberty to speak about our ongoing negotiations with the people at Gatorade.
All the commercials from last season, I've yet to see anything from this season. My picture's not on the website. That's a little bit of a letdown. Whatever, aside from that, I can't complain.
Yeah, we might give you your walking papers. You keep it up soon. You know.
Sure. Okay, good.
By
Albert-
the way, talk about your defense yesterday. You made some spectacular plays in the outfield.
It was, it was a good day. It was a nice clear sky. It's good to pick up the ball, get a nice read. But when you have guys like, Jacobati to your left, it makes it easier. It makes your job less ground to cover. And I like our team, and I like our chances.
Well, I think your team is very strong, even though you're only 2-2. You have good splits here. You scored a lot more runs than you've given up. This last play of the game, the walk-off to deep left, was there any chance you could have gotten that ball or no shot?
There was a very definite chance. It came right at me. It came right over me. I definitely should have, given myself a better angle. But I can't tell if it was just smoked so bad that I couldn't get to it. But I was there, but I didn't make it happen. I don't know if my angle was right. I think I might have taken the wrong first step. But it was killed. The ball must have been past that yellow thing 2-3 feet. It was gone. We almost got it at the play, too. Eliezer got it in. It almost got it at the play, but we didn't get it.
Yeah, there was actually a play to
Scored
play.
from
It
first?
was,
Scored
scored
from
from first.
When Bruno held out to first, he tagged. He was reeling around, and then I got the ball to Eliezer. He made a quick throw on one hop to the catcher.
Yeah.
He was already there.
Yeah.
And what do you think going into next week? You have a nice fat schedule ahead of you. Chance for everyone to beef up their stats when you
I would
go
look-
into Green Bay and play the Cheeseheads.
And I never faced Douglas. I don't know. I don't get the name Cheesehead. I don't think it at all.
Okay, no problem. Yeah, I think you should look right past us.
We're not going to look like past you because we did that in game 2 against serial killers, and we really should have been, got the sweep yesterday. But, Ike McGraw is a proven player. The guy, he's a softball player. I don't know a lot of the guys on the team, but I'm a rookie here, and I'm still earning my dues. So let's just face him on Sunday and see how we do.
Right.
And Albert, when you were in the outfield in the extra inning game, when it was getting late, and you heard the entire crowd chanting USA, when you heard the entire crowd chanting USA and you didn't know what had happened yet, what was going through your head? What did you think was going on?
I thought Obama got killed. I didn't get the whole celebration, but I wasn't really notified till after the game what all the noise was about. But no, it's a good victory for the USA. We're happy about that.
Very good. And Albert, I'm glad you're part of this league, and we hope to have you here for many more years.
I'm into that, yeah.
Okay.
See how my wife holds up.
All right. Good luck the rest of the way. Thank you.
Enjoy it, bye.
All right. Albert Gamal made some really circus catches yesterday, at least 3 or 4 of them. So he was, he helped his team again. But like you said, you have Jacobati in the outfield, gets everything. It's certainly doesn't hurt.
Right.
But he was honest. I really thought he should have had that ball too. Max Sutton hit a high. It was high and deep, but I thought he should have went back and got it. I mean, it wasn't a line drive, so it was. He certainly,
Interesting.
made a play. Yeah.
The
But-
standings would be completely different right now if that game went the other way, and the serial killers would be in trouble at 1-3,
Right.
and we'd be talking about winning as one of the best teams in the league at 3-1.
Yeah, I still think they're. Ironically, the one they could have been easily there. They could have got swept week 1 too. So
Right.
It was. Let's look at the next week's schedule while we have a couple of minutes. As we said at Memorial 2, we have Tiger Blood at 0-4 versus Insane. Now you look at this and you might say, it's going to be 0-6. But I think they have a shot to hit the kid. Maybe he's a rookie, Leo Casson. Some of those guys could get some hits and put some runs on the board. And
They're going to have to get a win sooner or later, and
Yeah.
if they're going to make the playoffs, 0-6 is going to be very tough.
I know.
I'd like to mention one other thing. Marsham's team was 0-8, I believe, one year,
Yeah,
and they went to the finals.
yeah.
So even if you're 0-6, 0-8, it's definitely never over.
Yeah.
7 out of 10 teams do make the playoffs, but it's tough.
I know I've been saying Tiger Blood is going to get a few wins. I don't think it starts this week. I think they got very, very tough schedule for this juncture. To be 0-4 now to face Insane, only because Insane is professional enough not to overlook
Correct.
a
Yeah.
team that's
Correct.
down. You
Correct.
know, another team that's good could overlook them, and
Right.
Tiger Blood could
Right.
steal a game. But I think it's unfortunate for them. I
Yeah,
do
but
think they're good, but I
I
don't
think-
think they're going to beat Insane this week.
I think they really need to win the first game. Otherwise, they'll be just sweep.
Yeah, keep in mind these 3-1 teams are still looking up at a 4-0 team.
Yeah.
So if they want to buy, they're putting the pedal to the metal.
Right.
They want to win the 2 games.
Yeah, but they didn't all get to play the Cheeseheads, the 3-1.
No, but
We did. We got to
maybe
play-
later they will, but they need to win. A win's a win.
Right.
I
A
see,
win is a win.
I see a split there. I think Tiger Blood's going to get a win actually at one of these 2 games. I really do. Insane's good, but I don't think they're unbeatable, and I don't think Tiger Blood's, as we said, as bad as they are. So I think they're going to split.
Okay.
Now the Sacred Hit List versus Alley Oop. Again, Douglas not giving him too much of a shot, and you're picking a sweep for Alley
As
Oop.
much as Norman doesn't like my team, that's how much I like his team. So, no, I think this is a sweep. I don't think Ali, eases up at all in this game. And once they lose the first, which I think they're going to do, and Saban's 1-4, I don't even know if Moses will pitch the second game if he gives up 18 runs. Saban's going to pitch the second game himself.
Well,
So I think this is going to be, something
Well,
that's it
let's
could
see.
be brutal.
let's see if Moses is even on the team on
Yeah.
Sunday.
That's true also. So all these predictions have to be barring any
Yeah.
major trades.
Correct.
But ironically, none of us picked Alley Oop as one of the elite teams.
No, and we all picked a Sacred Hit List.
Yeah, but nobody
That's
knew
what-
how strong Maxi Deed would be.
Yeah,
He gave up 2 runs all day yesterday in 2 games.
yeah, he's,
You know?
he's been outstanding. And then we got the next matchup is Jacobatti's winning versus Cheeseheads, and
I like the winning in a sweep here. I think winning, like we all agree, is better than their 2-2 record.
Yeah.
They lost 2 close games.
Right.
They could possibly be 4-0. Both weeks they could have swept possibly. And the Cheeseheads really should be 0-4.
Why?
So
Why
because
should we be 0-4?
you got a triple play and
We
3
have
errors.
bases
in
loaded in the
last 2 innings.
7th, 8th, and 9th inning. I know we're going to win at least 1 game, probably 2.
I'll-
That's what I would say.
I'll,
I say there's
I'll
no
make a
way.
real cash wager that your team gets
Even
swept this
after a
week.
win like the last one we
Yeah, I think that win means nothing. It's a gift, and I don't think winning is gonna have a triple play against them next week and 3 errors from a father-son combo. So,
Okay. Are there any father-son combos on this winning team?
Jack
well,
and
Chucky and
Jackie
Jack are
Chucky.
together.
Okay,
They're on
alright.
the same team.
All right, okay.
So, I'll take winning in a sweep. You're saying what? That Cheesehead sweep?
I'm saying it's at least a split.
At least a
at
split,
least a
maybe
split.
a Cheesehead.
Yeah, it's maybe a Cheesehead sweep, but it's at least a split.
All kidding aside, if Mavora steps it up, you guys could beat anybody. It's all about
Yeah.
pitching.
I'll tell you the truth. The second game yesterday, in the 6th, 7th inning, he was awesome. For those that were there for the tournament, the Gesher tournament, the last inning or 2 that he pitched in, he was like that tournament.
Okay.
He was like ripping through the lineup at the end
And
of
as
the game.
the-
So I think it's going to be at
How's
least a split.
Jimmy Malak been after 2 weeks?
He's a great guy,
offensively?
by the way. I'm getting to know all these guys from
A
Broadway.
great guy. We don't
Nice
know about
guy.
this.
That's
That's
very good player.
not on the dating game.
Yeah, tell me about the
I
girls.
wrote to him. I still
Right, she's a great personality.
No, he's a great hitter. I think he hits the ball harder than anyone in the league.
Translation is
You
you
were
can't
there.
field is what
You
you're
were there.
saying. You're saying you can't field. What is
Field's
that?
great. Also, Field's great. Very, very good. Yeah, very, very good hitter.
Is he married or single? What's the story?
I may consider him.
Okay, he's married? Okay. So,
Yeah, he's
your
married,
prognosis
he's
of him being a great guy gets
No, but
nowhere.
he's a very good player. You're asking me, and I'm telling you, obviously, he's a very
How's
good
he
player
been
in the
doing?
league.
Yeah. Okay, he's been playing
And
good.
yeah, he's been playing very well.
All right.
He's playing very well.
Okay, so the next matchup, which is supposed to be in Meadowbrook, but is going to be relocated due to ticket demand. Unfinished business with Maurice Haber at 3-1 versus the 3-1 Dodgers, and that's Steve Azer versus Ike Deed. And
Fabulous,
classic-
fabulous game.
classic matchup. And wow, I see a split here. I just can't see either one of them sweeping each other because they got both very solid teams. So I don't.
It's hard to predict either of these teams sweeping the other one because you can't see either of these teams getting swept.
Right.
This is a great game, and I can see why Meadowbrook can't support a game like this.
Yeah. No, it's,
so I'm sure we'll try. We'll speak to the people at Yankee Stadium, City Field.
So a team that could lose to the Cheeseheads could actually win another game.
Yeah. I don't.
Really?
I think everybody in the unfinished business locker room understands that they let one get away. And now let's move on. I'm sure they say if we played that team and led them 5-2 1,000 times, they'd beat us once, and you did.
That was the ones.
That was the once.
Okay.
Look at that.
We don't play them 999 more times. Okay.
That's true.
and the
What are you predicting there? Split also?
I'm predicting at most, a split. I don't think unfinished business can sweep.
But you
That
think
team,
Dodgers
the
can sweep?
defense on the team is just too porous.
yeah.
I don't think they can sweep.
But I agree with that. I think they'll split. If anything, I think the Dodgers,
So we're on the same page
everything
on
is
that.
clicking, could sweep.
Yeah.
I don't think unfinished could sweep the Dodgers.
Yeah. Now we might mention also the Dodgers. Nathan Zolta, power hitting rookie, 2 home runs already. Another one yesterday, so he's definitely rookie of the year candidate. Now the final matchup at Fireman's Field is the undefeated
Again,
Alley-oop.
again, we're off beat, but okay, Fireman's
The
Field.
highlight field and versus Sacred Hitless at 1-3, and I know Douglas thinks it's going to be 1-5 by the end of the day.
This is what's the mercy rule? We need to know what the mercy. I'm predicting at least one game. Of
I don't
mercy.
know.
15 runs.
15-run mercy. We just
Yeah.
got it from the studio head. 15 runs is the mercy rule.
I don't know. The Sacred Hitless team has great offense. So if they get ahead, then they could definitely win 1 or 2 games. The only thing is, we have Maxi Deed on our side. That I think he could handle it.
Well, let's. Mag, who'd you play week 1?
You're giving them 6 runs.
We
in 4
played
games.
Serial Killers,
Yeah.
and then we also played the Cheeseheads.
That's a really, and you really haven't gone up against a great lineup, so we can't really.
We haven't gone up against a great lineup yet.
I mean, look at the.
But the reason we don't consider these other teams great lineups is because all their numbers are low because no one scored more than 2 or 3 runs against us.
I mean, Tiger Blood scored 2 runs, 4 or 5 runs the week 1, so they're not
Right.
really ripping it. I mean, so this is a real test for Max Shadid. He's
This
going
is
up
the biggest
against a
test.
great lineup.
That's why I don't know why
Yeah.
he's so confident.
So I think it's going to be a split myself.
And I'm not saying Maxi D to save the Koufax, but he understands you can't walk people.
Yeah.
Like Mavoro, with all his experience, walked 2 people,
Right.
which led to a 3-run homer. Maxi D understands that we have an excellent defense behind him.
Well, it's also the way the catcher, frames the pitches and stuff. And Norman Gaz Jamal was actually talking about undefeated season, and now you know how he got it.
I actually asked someone.
Hence
on
his
the,
nickname,
I asked someone on the
Gaz.
team. Asked someone on the team. I told them you may not lose another game, and they said we won't. Any idea who could have said that?
I have no idea. Maybe Norman Gaz. By the way, Norman Gaz.
It was Norman Jamal. One of them.
I keep on getting your bills from the RBI Ricky. I'm getting double bills for the drinks. Every time I see Ricky, I gotta give him $10 or $20 from Norman Gaz's snacks.
There's a lot of snacks with that guy. Forget it. But one of the unheralded defensive players in the league, Norman Gaz Jamal.
Unheralded defensive player in the league, Aloni. At
Aloni
first base.
Friedman.
Yeah.
Lonnie Friedman had a reputation of being just a DH and all
Yeah.
bat, no glove until
What's
he really
going
got a
on?
chance.
Allie wasn't sure about your first baseman. Who's going to play
Yeah.
first?
I don't think before the season he was sure. He put Aloni there. I
How's
heard
he
there were
doing?
rumors in the preseason maybe Ralphie Chira should play first. Maybe we should trade with the Cheeseheads for Dougie to play first. Aloni was put at first, and right away he made a bunch of scoops. He hasn't made an error yet.
Great.
It was a little, a point of concern that during the warm-ups when he was throwing ground balls to the infielders and they were throwing strikes back to him, that he didn't catch like one of them, like a regular
Right.
ball just bouncing out of his glove. But then once the game started, scoop-ups, reaches, dives, everything. Fabulous. And he hit a ball yesterday that on Meadowbrook 3, if anyone knows the left field fence,
Yeah.
it landed, it was fouled by like 3 or 4 feet, but it landed just 3 or 4 feet in front of the fence. It was the
Herrera
furthest ball anyone
hit
ever
it
saw
over the
there.
fence.
It's insane.
Yeah.
So deep.
Yeah, he's got tremendous power. Him and his brother.
Yeah.
So it's good he finally got a chance in the field. And
I got to tell you, I know we're going way ahead, looking towards the playoffs here and everything, but this season is really shaping up here with these teams atop the standings. You got the Dodgers and Alley-Oop and Insane and Unfinished Business. Bunch of teams 3-1 or better.
well, let's just review the format. I mean, it's still early, but the 7 teams made the playoffs.
Right.
Only the first place team gets a bye, so there's still a lot of opportunities for the teams in the bottom half of the standings to get in. And truth is, some teams don't even like a bye. I mean, it throws off their momentum that extra week, and they come off, a team wins the series, and they're all of a sudden.
A lot of the times the teams with the bye don't win.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I know. I won the 2 years I won with CTU and Killer Z's. Neither one had a bye.
I mean, last year even Insane won with a bye, but they won in Game 5, and that could have gone
Right.
either way. So I
Right.
mean, there's no guarantees with the bye. I mean, even though it's one less series you got to play,
Yeah.
but and with the new format which Douglas created this year, tell us a little
Very
about
exciting.
that, Joe. It was,
We're actually gonna hopefully have a show that night for the format, and the teams will call in and they'll announce which team they would like to play.
I love that.
So team number 2 will have first choice of who they want to play. Team number 3, and then team number 4. So if you come in second, maybe you'll pick the Cheeseheads to play if we're in the playoffs
Right.
for one of the other teams.
Uh-huh.
And if you don't pick us, then we're gonna do a whole new show about that.
Fabulous.
Why did
I
they
love
go?
that. It
So that's
adds
gonna
so
be
much
exciting.
extra
Yeah.
action.
We'll have viewership that night.
I would like the
hundreds of thousands.
captains of teams 2, 3, and 4 to come in studio and have a piece of paper, and they'll turn it over and they'll say we want to play.
Yeah, we'll
They'll
send
all write
them-
the Cheeseheads.
we'll call
You
them
won't
up
be
to
in
the
the
podium.
playoffs.
We'll call them up to the podium.
we have Adam from Muncie on line 1. Adam, you're on the air.
Bobby, how you doing, man?
Yeah. Hey, how are you?
We're doing good. We could be doing better if we would have won a game yesterday.
Hey, Adam, what's doing?
Yeah, that's what Tiger Blood said also.
Hey, Dougie, how you doing, man?
Your brother's awesome, baby. He's awesome. He's awesome. How you doing?
Did you bat in this game or you benched him?
Nah, he had a home run. Actually, we didn't even speak about it. He had a home run over Jody
who are we
LeBeau.
talking about?
Jared Schulman. Did he tell you, Adam, or no?
He told me he had a home run. They got called back.
Yeah, he had a home
I
run.
don't know the details. All he said is that he killed it.
What the hell is
Yeah, he
that?
had a Stevie Azer pitched the ball. Jared Schulman hit a home run over Jody LeBeau's head, and they called timeout. It was Sammy Son said he had to tie his shoelaces. Sammy Son, the catcher,
Yeah.
said he had to tie shoelaces, and the ump called time.
All right.
Right
Anyways,
before the
listen,
pitch.
enough about Jared.
Go ahead,
I wish
go
you all
ahead.
the best. However, I want to send a little disclaimer out to the league.
Sure.
Coming off those 2 rough losses yesterday, I want to speak on behalf of my team that I feel bad for the Serial Killer organization. And as pitiful as our inning was yesterday, just as the doctor ordered, we got Mr. Red Netzer coming up next week. And I want to
Wow.
say that we will be clipping and ripping it all day Sunday. We will be
Let's keep it clean now.
scoring left and right. And I love the league to carry, but boy, I love I love all those guys, but it's going to be one hell of a show.
Don't sugarcoat those fighting words that you just said, and I'll quote, I feel bad for the serial
Put out
killers.
there Joe Namath style and guarantee 2 victories Sunday.
Mark
Wow.
Messier, Joe Namath,
Ripping and ripping
guarantees.
it all day, baby. So I want to throw it out there. My team is a great team. We are not a 1-3 team. We should be 3-1. I want to throw it out to my boys out there. Rip it and rip it, baby.
You scored the second least runs in the league at 15 runs in 4 games.
You know what? We're due for a breakout. And just as the doctor
Okay.
ordered, Mr. Red Netzer.
Gotcha.
Indeed was focused yesterday. I think it was, and you kept it close. But yeah, you're all right. Red has cured a lot of lame
Ailing
offenses.
bats.
Just what the doctor.
He's going to lead the sleeping giants. So that's all I want to say. You know what? I love Red. I was on the team last year.
Yeah, you love everybody, it sounds like. You bash them and then you love them. Dougie, thank you, caller. Dougie, you were a co-captain with Hammer and Hank for many years, and we all know about how that saga ended until the two of you needed to be broken up. How do you think someone with the pride and the pedigree of Hammer and Hank
He's flipping out right now.
when he hears Adam Schulman say he feels bad for the serial killers and that he's gonna get swept, guaranteeing the sweep?
I say he's on the way already to the batting cages,
Right.
Hank, to get ready for this matchup next week. And he's going nuts. He's calling Lee right now. Do you believe what they said about us? He's calling it a bread. I mean, this is now a big game.
That game, for all the fans out there, will be on Memorial 3 next week. It'll be Grip It and Rip It, Adam Schulman guaranteeing a sweep over Red Nesser, Lee Zakaria, Hammer Hank.
He used the word guarantee.
Yeah.
And the
Use the
Serial
word
Killers.
guarantee.
I guarantee that Adam Schulman does not sweep the Serial Killers.
I feel the same way. I don't think he will.
I wish we could hear from Red Nesser. Why
I don't
don't
think
Red
he will.
Nesser call and see what he feels about that? They're sitting back waiting for Red.
Right?
Yeah, where's Red? I know he's watching. Is wrestling on?
We got to get him
That's
in
wrestling's on.
studio
It
next
could be at
week.
Newark Airport, but I'm still. You can call in. I mean, it's.
Right, we're on Sirius XM now also.
I mean, I don't know. It's no respect for Red. But that's it for our show tonight. I'd like to thank all our callers. And guys, again, another spectacular week in the YMSL. And to all our mothers out there, happy Mother's Day on behalf of the YMSL Network. And Norman, good luck the rest of the way with the undefeated alley-oop.
There's no truth to the rumor that we're canceling games for Mother's Day.
We never have
There's
before.
irate callers, death threats, things like that.
Yes, there's been some irate wives calling and threatening league officials. But,
Like we said, there's 12 or 13 players on every team, no replacements. If someone's got to go to Mother's Day and they can't shuffle it, it's understandable.
My
the rest
mother
of the
told me I
team's
should be
gonna
ashamed
have
of
to-
myself.
You should be.
I think this is.
I don't think she's talking about Mother's Day.
She told me I should be ashamed
We'll
of myself.
see you again next week.